Welcome back to another lesson on e-marketing here on educator.com. Today we're going to continue our discussion on SEO and two important components, domain names and landing pages. Okay, we've always talked about meta tags and description tags and keyword tags and here a tag, there a tag. Well, what people don't know is that domain names and landing pages weigh pretty heavily on search engine results. So let's go ahead and dive right in and look over the lesson overview. Of course, we're going to discuss what the beneficial of domain names and SEO, and then we're going to talk about how to register your domain names. And then we're going to talk about designing landing pages. And I think you'll find this lesson pretty useful and very strategic for your business needs. And of course, if you're a web developer, this is something that you may want to offer your clientele eventually, and in fact, most definitely. So let's go ahead and talk about domain names. All right, well, why do we emphasize on domain names? Well, if you ever do a Google search, you notice that sometimes Google highlights in bold, look at this, the search terms that you're looking for. In this case, we're going to do a nice search on something that's pretty healthy. Fine green salads. I'm a big fan of fine green salads, and I'm always looking for that at the various restaurants. And so when I type in, I get all these results here, and lo and behold, the first one, the first one appearing is green fine salad, It's not, even though we typed in fine green salads, the first website is green fine salad. Interesting, huh? So notice that the terms here are bolded. We've got the actual title here. This is a result of the title tag, this section right here. This section here is a result of the description tag, and we discussed that in the previous lesson. And then, of course, this is the domain name. And that's why we're emphasizing on domain name, because domain names are weighed heavily when it comes to search engine results. And if you look at the some of the stuff down here, you don't see any other domain name. Of course, we'll talk about Yelp, and we'll talk about some of these magazine or some of these highly visited, highly trafficked websites. But this person is pretty happy. The domain name helped it elevate to the top of the search engine. And of course, if we were to ever look for it in a regular search, you'll have hundreds of search and you'll watch the domain name. So I encourage you to go ahead and open up a browser and type in your favorite topic. I always like extended search terms, long tail search terms, if they want to call it, consisting of 3 words or more. Usually 2 to 3 words is a good search tail that you want to emphasize whenever you do your title tags, your description tags, and of course with your domain names. So these are keyword. You want to use keyword-rich domain names, and I'm going to write that down. I'm going to use a different word. You want to use keyword-rich domain names. Because of the search engines. Now, you may be thinking, well, my business name doesn't have any keywords. It's I don't know, evelynwood.com, whatever it could be, and it has nothing to do with reading. For those who don't know, Evelyn Wood is one of the nation's top speed reading courses, but evelynwood.com, there's nothing there that indicates that it's a reading class, but we're going to solve that with landing pages, and we're going to go that just in a few minutes here. But again, if you want to go ahead and you use the previous lessons that we've discussed on searching the top keyword terms, what people are looking for, what are the most highly searched words out there, and apply them on your domain name as well as your title tag and your description tags. So how do you register a domain name? Most of you who are developers probably already know this. You may want to use GoDaddy, you may want to use Network Solutions, and there's register.coms. There's hundreds of domain registrars out there. Just make sure you have full control of your domain name. Okay, in other words, you have your own. If anything, I'll tell you this right now. If you have a choice between where you host and controlling your website files as opposed to your domain name, you want to hold on to your domain name. Okay, I would definitely definitely have full control. Make sure you're the administrator. Make sure you're the registrar, so that you have full control. Not your webmaster, not the person who sold you this domain name. You are the owner of this domain name. So any of these three, pretty much the top of the line companies in this field, you want to use them. GoDaddy, Network Solutions, Register.com. I'm not endorsing them, but they're there. You can use whoever you feel is going to be serving you the best. Make sure that they have good customer service. Okay. And they're available 24/7. Obviously, they have to be, because when we're here in the United States, when we're in bed, China and India are up and running. And China and India, you want to keep up with them. So let's move on, and let's see what we're going to talk about. Domain names continuously. So, you've already heard me mention about selecting keywords. Okay. Well, what type of keyword combination do we want to use for our domain names? Well, here are three samples which I think you'll really enjoy to understand. That is, the idea of having a local business, okay, plus your service. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit to this. I'm going to erase this little check box over here. So it's not just local business. Well, what I mean by local, I mean the town or city you live in. Okay, the business that you're in. Okay, so that's your purpose. Okay. And then I guess I would put in your, well, if you want to put in other designations in extension, but here we've got labestwebdesign.com. So the town is Los Angeles or Louisiana. You got to be kind of specific. bestwebdesign.com. I'm going to later on show you a sample of a donut shop. Okay, the guy is called Jackie's Donuts. Okay, now that's a business name, but he's located in a little city called Fallbrook, okay, California. Now, this is year 2012. We don't know if he's going to be in business by the time you see this. Who knows with this economy? But I recommended to Jackie, get Fallbrook Donuts.com. Notice the city and the business. Okay, because I'll tell you, nobody in New York City is going to look for donuts in Fallbrook, let alone even 10 miles away from Fallbrook, which I guess is a city of Temecula, if you're familiar with Southern California. People in Fallbrook are going to look for the donuts. So fallbrookdonuts.com would really serve Jackie pretty well, not just this. But he can use this as a landing page. Again, we're going to go over landing pages a little bit later, and this, so just stay tuned, just a few minutes away. I'll finish up this word right here, landing pages. So back to discussing about domain name combination, the local town, city that you're in, plus the business. Then the next thing that we want to talk about is purpose domain names. Okay, so in other words, Hannah is a business name. Handbaskets is the purpose. Okay, so we got the business name. Okay, I'll put a B, and then we got the purpose. Hannah's Handbaskets. You can put, I don't know, Joe's Shoeshine.com. Again, Joe is a business, Shoeshine is a purpose. All right, so you may want to use that. That really, so again, these are search terms right here. Okay, so this is all about search, what people look for. So they will look for shoe shiners, or they may look for donuts. So these words right here, the purpose and of course the locality, kind of like minimizes or targets exactly where these websites can be found or where the business can be found. Finally, there is the statement domain names. Okay, walk your dogs. Well, that's pretty common. Okay, I mean, it pretty much says it all right there. I don't even have to enter the website for this one, walkyourdogs.com. You may want to check it out. I don't know if these websites actually exist. I just kind of wrote them down, but this is a way of thinking. You want to think of what do you do. If you invent, I don't know, if you're a Windows cleaner, how about cleanmywindow.com? Okay, believe it or not, people search for these. Okay, if I need to find out more about cleaning my windows, I'm going to type in cleanmywindows.com, or I may choose the town I'm in. Okay, Chicago, cleanmywindows.com. So purpose, statement, domain names, purpose, local business. These are combinations you want to use because these are the search terms that people use for. Now, I personally created a video that I would love for you to take a look. Here it's on YouTube. Kind of a funky little short tailed URL there, but it's also available in your download. But what we'll do now is we will actually take a look at that. Here we are on YouTube, and the title is Choosing the Right Domain Name. Okay, and this is an emphasis of the domain name for SEO, for search engine optimization. I'm just going to play a little bit of it. Okay, I made this video some time ago, and let's just go ahead and watch. Maybe a few seconds of what I have to say, but I encourage you to listen, and I encourage you to kind of watch at your own leisure. More than one name. All right, so you can watch that at your own leisure. It's about 7 minutes long. I think it's very informative. It was created about a couple of years ago, but the information there holds true today. Okay, so it's about keyword-rich domain names. So let's return back to our slides. The domain name is available to you right here. Okay, right here, and it's available to you right here as well. So, and it's also available on your downloads. Okay, and so you'll be able to enjoy that video. I've created several videos, but of course the most important videos are right here on educator.com. Okay, so we talked about domain names. We talked about the importance of keyword-rich domain names. So the old question is, okay, what if, okay, let's go, whoops, that was not good. Let's go ahead and, I'll go ahead and type it anyway. Sorry about that. What if I have a business name with no keywords? That's pretty obvious. Well, why not? I mean, Nabisco is not a keyword, and we all associate Nabisco with cookies. For instance, Ford. Okay, I mean, unless you type Ford Automotive, but we just know Ford. Tom Cruise, we know he's an actor, but his website is just simply Tom Cruise. So for the rest of us who are small business owners or who are people who are trying to make a living, we have to kind of push to let people know what we are, and that's where landing pages come in. So in the case of Jackie's Donuts, okay, his main website, we got jackiesdonuts.com. All right, what if there's no keywords there except for Jackie's Donuts? Okay, so people can search for donuts, but chances of Jackie being on top of the search engine may not suffice. So what we had Jackie do is create a landing page called Fallbrook, which is Fallbrook, California, as I mentioned before, donuts. It kind of narrows it down because people will search for Fallbrook and they will search for donuts. So if you need to have keyword-rich domain names, so I would say at least, if you're going to have 3 word domain name, 2 out of the 3 should be keywords that people search for. Okay, so if you're a pencil sharpener and you live in, I don't know, Minnesota, pencilsharpeners.com. Get creative, figure it out, and then watch the amount of people enter your website rise. Okay, again, I encourage you to look at that video, but a landing page is just a one-page representation. Okay, you don't go crazy, you don't fill it up. It's not a regular website where you've got many pages. It's just one page, and the whole purpose is to get them to go to your main website. You're only trying to use the domain names to attract people into your landing page. You're playing the search engine games because, let's face it, okay, everyone is using keywords, okay, or they're using the title tags, okay, or they may be using description tags. But the one thing that can set you apart from the other is your domain names. Okay, so play the domain game. Get unique domain names specific for your business, whether it's, again, as the previous slide, we talked about your location and business, your purpose, and your statement domain names. Use any of those 3 combinations and get the domain name. Again, like using GoDaddy, Register, or Network Solutions, go get that domain name and create the landing page. And a landing page is what? Only a one-page website whose purpose is to offer a quick example of what your site is all about. But if they want to go more, they'll go to your main website. All right, and on the final slide, we kind of give an example what a landing page looks like. Usually the logo appears up here. You want to have your main website, you want to have a phone and email. This is kind of a general rule. I mean, landing pages are usually not as boring as this. But then again, it's basic. It's very simple. It's just to the point. The whole idea is to get them to your main website or make that phone call or email you. Now, say for instance you have 5 domain names and you want to have 5 landing pages. Make sure that each landing page is unique. Okay, Google has again, the word bot, okay, B-O-T, that compares websites. And they look for websites that kind of mimic each other. Okay, they don't want you to mimic. They want to make sure that every web page is unique in its own sense. So you may want to use different verbiage. Okay. You may want to put the contact information somewhere else on the website. It doesn't matter where. You may want to use, anyways, you want to use maybe an audio or video. That's okay. Just make sure they're all different, okay? Make sure they are unique, okay? So let's give you an example of a landing page that I created for a client. Again, this is Dr. Bob, an eye doctor, a very, very well-renowned eye doctor in the Inland Empire, California area. And notice that he uses the keyword FontanaEyeDoctor.com. He used the location, business combination. He's an eye doctor where? In Fontana, California. Okay, so basically, but he's located, of course, in the next town over, Rancho Cucamonga. Notice in this landing page, he gives you the ability to enter your name and email if you want to subscribe to his newsletter. He gives you a brief hello, and then, of course, he writes the following: for complete information about my practice, visit me on my official website, wehelpyousee.com. And once we go to that website, it's a complete different website with complete information about his practice. And hopefully that you've understood the value of domain names, the value of landing pages. It's just another little kind of tricks and tips that I want to communicate to help you get above your competition. And that's it for this lesson. This is Jim for educator.com. Stay tuned for the next lesson.